Well, we wanted to have a shop that had great music, really, that was all. And we didn't really care about the mainstream. We didn't have mainstream tastes, we had tastes that were left of centre, and we wanted to provide an environment where people could hear that.
I heard a story about Talking Heads one.
They came to visit us, Talking Heads. I mean, when Psy released the first Talking Heads single, which was called Love Goes to Building on Fire, it wasn't released by Warner Brothers in the UK, so that first single was unavailable except as an import, so we imported literally hundreds of them, and because of that, Psy Records noticed the shop, and they asked us whether or not we wanted to have an in-store, but we never knew what an in-store was. We hadn't had one at that stage, and we said, sure, we'd love to meet Talking Heads, they can come. So they did. So we advertised, we put a notice up in the window and said an in-store happening on this day, Talking Heads, and they came to the store. But there was no one else there to meet them except for us who were working in the store. So it could have been a disaster, but they loved it. They loved the fact that there weren't any people. And then we had some tea and we talked, and they stayed for a couple of hours. It was very nice.
Do you have anyone that you wanted to sign, but you never had the chance?
Well, there's been a few tragic stories. I mean, the worst by a long, long way is the Stone Roses, who wanted to sign to Rough Trade. And they came down on the train, and I met them at Euston Station, and we went across the road to the pub, and we sat and talked about music for about 2 hours. We got on really, really well. And we were going to sign them, and we started working with them, and then we put them in the studio to record their first single, Elephant Stone. They wanted Peter Hook from New Order to produce them, and although we didn't think that was a great idea, we said okay, because they seemed to know what they were doing. And Peter Hook produced the first single, and he didn't do a very good job. So the tragedy of it is that they had to come down to London to get someone else to mix it, and they were working in a studio in Wilston called Battery Studios, which is right next to Zomba record company, and the engineer, when he heard the track, he alerted all his bosses at Zomba to say there's something amazing happening here, you need to find out about it, otherwise they would never have heard of the Stone Roses. And then, 30 years later, when we run into Ian Brown in the street, he always goes, we made a terrible mistake, but too late.
What standards artists need to comply with so that the Rough Trade records would be interested in them?
Any musician that wants to be on Rough Trade just has to do their research and listen to the music that we've released, and that will give them context and standard of what they have to get to get us interested. But we would love to find some music from here that we loved.
Do you work with artists? Do you have any artists from Eastern Europe and Russia at all?
We don't at the moment. We don't. I mean, it's a bit tragic that we don't. It's sad, but we'd like to. We're very open-minded about it. We haven't heard anything yet that's really struck us.
Oh, maybe that's the intent.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why I'm here.
What are the main directions of working with artists in the digital age, like an age of streaming?
Well, none of that matters really. I mean, there are people that spend all their lives working on that we work with and are part of the team, but all we really care about is the quality of the music, what the people are like, and whether or not they're doing something original, and whether they're taking it as far as they possibly can and not being scared.